started right now. All right, you guys. So we're getting into this episode 3 of WandaVision. In the last 2 episodes, we saw this world that Wanda has created. We saw that Sword was kind of infiltrating a little bit, watching her as well. And we saw some cracks in this world with the choking scene and the beekeeper. So let's see what we get in this next episode, guys.
WandaVision. Like the Partridge Family. It's like the Partridge Family. Now this is where my era of television begins. I'm a 70s baby, 80s kid. So obviously I grew up on the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family, and it looks like their living room is at least set up like the Brady Bunch. And the backyard is set up like the Brady Bunch as well. That's kind of cool.
Speaking, what size fruit would it be at, say, 12 hours? Pardon? 12 hours?
Well, I think this line of questioning is fruitless.
This line of questioning is fruitless. Because Vision is concerned because the babies are accelerating faster than normal, and he's questioning, and she's trying to prevent him questioning it. Whoa.
Hey, Hop! Think you might have taken the hedge trimming a little too far there, Hope Shop. So I have.
Huh.
Thanks, buddy.
Huh. There's something wrong.
I mentioned it.
Something's wrong. Look at that. And Vision is noticing.
Oh.
Whoa.
What's happening now?
Let's abandon the kitchen.
Wanda's setting things off. So are those the kids doing that, or is it her?
You know it's my fault.
Uh-oh.
But it's formula, isn't it?
Uh-oh, Vision. Here we go.
Miss Ring, Mrs. Hall. Dinner. Outside with her.
He's figuring it out.
Something's wrong here.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Oh, she took him back.
Yes, I know what you mean.
She flipped him back.
The truth is, we are in uncharted.
Look, she is... Oh, wow. She is... Whoa.
We just don't know.
Whoa. The way she did that right there. That is... I don't even know what to say about that, because that's like unfair to Vision. If Vision is alive, which is still a question.
I thought you said Friday afternoon.
I didn't consider that the timings between developmental benchmarks could be quite random.
Another commercial.
Oh, no. Sorry, Mom. Oh.
Do you need a break?
You read my mind.
Come with me. Escape to a world all your own, where your problems float away.
Okay.
When you want to get away.
New Rock Stars did an interview with the guy who was doing the commercials. Hydra Soak.
Find the goddess.
Find the goddess within. That's interesting. Rock stars did an interview with the guy who was in those commercials, hosting the commercials for the first 2 episodes, and he asked him if he would be in future episodes of WandaVision, and he didn't really say, but obviously we could see there, I believe he was narrating the commercial, but he wasn't actually in it. So I think we're going to get a series of these type of commercials that will mention Hydra, Stark, maybe even allude to the Avengers in some kind of way.
It's 10 minutes before the big presentation, and Mr. Haddix has got nothing. Nothing that is, except the
Whoa.
case of hiccups I ever
So she couldn't make that disappear because it's not of her doing?
pitch. So I'm trying everything
Yeah.
in the book to help this poor man. I'm hiding behind filing cabinets.
She can't get rid of that.
Least expects it. Let's get you comfortable. You know you're
Whoa.
breathing, right?
Everything is going nuts. I can't believe she doesn't know. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, the babies are born already? What the... And it's just one baby. I thought they were going to be twins. I knew it. She's going to have 2. She's having 2. It's twins.
There's another baby coming. Who's on the push? Whoa!
He's got to change his face. Okay, he must have changed it in time.
20 fingers and 20 toes. Hope you're still able to make your trip. Ah, yes, my trip. I don't think we'll get away after all. Small towns, you know, so hard to escape.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's throwing Vision right back now. Vision is curious about what's going on.
Howdy, Douglas.
Howdy! Vision. Is Geraldine inside with Wanda?
Yes, what?
You're such a strong lady.
I'm
Yeah. She was a twin. Oh, she's gonna remember her brother.
His name is Pete.
Look, now something happened to Monica. Now now she's just been taken out of this reality. She's recalling a memory. Look.
He was killed by
Oh, Lord have mercy. She just, look, she just totally smashed her world right now. She just,
She's new to town. Brand new.
no family. No husband.
Huh?
No home. What did you say just now? I said, Wanda, you're such a strong lady. Should I say it one more time for good measure? Hey, I'll take a shift rocking the babies.
No, I think you should leave.
Oh, Wanda, don't be like that.
Oh man,
Has no home.
I didn't even see the shield necklace. Awesome.
She came here because
Don't. What are they gonna say?
she came here because we're all.
What? What?
She came here because
What?
we're
What?
all-
What?
What are you trying to tell me?
What is that? What? That. That symbol.
Man, the intensity kicked up.
Who are you?
Now, what we saw in the trailer is about to happen.
Because we're all.
Stop it. Who are you?
And what he's talking about, he almost broke everything.
Wanda.
Huh? Catch you on the flip side, Bishop.
Catch you on the flip side. But so they're all trapped there.
Wanda?
Oh, she left, honey. She had to rush home.
Oh look, the screen is widening. Oh wow, look, oh that was cool. The ratio changed with the TV, that was sweet. And we just saw what we saw in the trailer. Monica Rambeau has been pushed out of this reality. Now the weird thing is she still has her clothes on. And now damn, we didn't get to see the whole thing. Shoot. So
We did get to see what this bubble or whatever this reality is that Scarlet Witch has created for herself in this world. So really, really very good episode. Again, we start off with the Partridge Family / Brady Bunch style opening. Very cool. I love it. And everything obviously is now transformed into this 70s Brady Bunch style home. As I mentioned, the window panes at the top have the different colors, kind of maybe a nod to the Brady Bunch cold opening with all of the heads and the squares, kind of like a Hollywood Squares thing, but it's the Brady Bunch. If you've ever seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. We also saw in this episode with the cracks are starting to not only present themselves, but we're starting to see them more and more in this reality. As you saw, I believe his name is Herb, the black guy. He's cutting through the wall now and oblivious to what he's doing, because Wanda is in this pregnancy. She can't. Her concentration is being broken. We see the house just going insane, pictures spinning, water going all over the place, while she's having these contractions. And as she's having these contractions, just everything is just going haywire. The neighborhood loses power. I don't know if that's her doing, or if it's the kids that are doing it, or if it's another entity that's making all this happen, or if it's simply because Wanda is focusing so much on this pregnancy or having to deal with this pregnancy that she's having a hard time controlling all of the outside stuff that's going on. Her cutting through the wall, the power going out. We also, throughout this episode, are starting to get this thing where Vision is noticing that these cracks that are showing up, and he's questioning things more and more. So much so that Wanda has to rewind and get him out of it. When he starts to mention the rate of the pregnancy and how quick it's happening, the things that he's questioning, and Wanda's noticing that he's starting to notice, and so she does what she does to make sure that this reality does not get broke. We get to the point where Wanda is about to have the kids. Monica is actually there to help give birth, and she helps her give birth to one of the kids, which happens to be a boy. And Vision shows up with the doctor. And then Monica and the doctor leave the room. Vision is able to show his real face to his first child. And as they're looking over their first child, she feels another contraction, and the second child is coming. So the second child is out. We gotta do a cut scene, and the second child is out. So now we have the two twins. And then as Wanda is looking over the children, as Wanda and Monica are looking over the children, Wanda reminisces about her brother, and she tells the story of her brother and them being twins. This causes a glitch within Monica, and Monica starts to remember what I'm assuming is information that she received on Wanda, and for some reason this causes her to mention that her brother was killed by Ultron. And when she mentions that that he was killed by Ultron, this immediately red flags Wanda that something's wrong here. So she's questioning Monica to see who she is, where she's from, and then we just see, and then the scene actually cuts to outside, where we have Herb and Agnes talking, kind of secretly, and this is shortly after Vision has talked to the doctor and sent the doctor on his way. And the doctor also actually says something that's strange to Vision, kind of gets him back into trying to figure out what's going on. The doctor says, it's so hard to leave these small towns. You just can't leave. And this obviously is strikes Vision weird in some kind of way. And then he notices Agnes and Herb talking. And he goes over to kind of investigate, see what's going on. And of course, they're acting a little strangely. They do mention that their power went out. They also try to warn him about Monica. And again, they're trying to warn him about Monica, but they don't want to reveal what's going on. As a matter of fact, Herb actually gets to the point where he wants to say that they're trapped there. He doesn't actually say that, but it sounds as if he wants to say we're trapped here. But Agnes stops him from saying that, and I don't know why he stops. I don't know why she stops him from saying that, but it may be because Herb is a part of whatever Agnes's angle is for Scarlet Witch to have these kids. So those two are possibly working together. With someone that mentioned that before, there was a theory that he may be a part of what's going on. Now it kind of looks like that he may be in cahoots with Agnes, but we'll see. I don't know exactly who Herb is in the real reality, but I don't know if he's Mephisto. I doubt it. I don't think he's Mephisto. But he seems to be working with Agnes in some form or fashion. So I'm sure that will reveal itself at some point. So they kind of warn Vision about Monica, but they try to do so without revealing that it apparently they're all trapped there. Vision goes into the house and he asks what happened to Monica. And we have Wanda there with this very strange but very peaceful look on her face, looking over her children, and she says, she had to rush off home suddenly. And the next thing we know, we see Monica being thrown out of this reality and out onto this grassy area, and we see the agents of SWORD coming and surrounding her, and we get a little glimpse of this bubble like atmosphere that has like a television style, an old school television style colorization to it, which I guess is to let us know that this is some kind of reality that Wanda has created, and it's in the form of a sitcom. So really cool stuff. I absolutely loved this particular episode. The As I mentioned, the cracks are starting to show, and Wanda is having a hard time keeping things together. But now that she's actually had the children, let's see what happens in the next episode. She may be able to hold it together a little bit better than she did in this particular episode. But I think more and more is being revealed about what's going on. So now we can kind of surmise that everyone who is in this reality is actually trapped in this reality. And the only way for them to leave, I'm assuming, is if Wanda wishes them away. If she does something for them to be wished away. But we still don't know what Agnes' angle is in all of this. She seems to be pushing for Wanda to have the children. And now the children are born, so I'm sure the next episode is going to be very, very significant, because what it seems that whatever Agnes was trying to accomplish, it was for her to have the children. So the children are here now. So does this mean that we're going to see Mephisto in the next episode, or some mention of Mephisto? I'm not sure. That is a great possibility, but definitely things seem to be coming to a head in this next episode, as the children are now born. So we'll have to see. And then also we see that Vision is starting to be more curious about what's going on, and continuing to question things. So obviously in the next episode, he's probably going to continue to question what's going on in this reality. So very, very cool episode, guys. I really enjoyed it very, very much, guys. I'm loving this series. So I would have to give this episode a 8.5 out of 10. Again, very, very cool episode. I love the fact that it did the Brady Bunch Partridge Family style thing there for the opening. I love the fact that all of the cracks were starting to show themselves, and Vision, being the machine that he is starting to question these cracks that he's noticing. I love how Wanda very much has control over what's going on, and if she has any inkling that something is about to burst this bubble that she's created, so to speak, she immediately gets rid of it, whether it's Monica Rambeau, the beekeeper, or even if Vision begins to question things, she'll rewind things back to get him out of that mode. So very cool. Also, one other thing that I forgot to mention, the stork, which was walking around the room, and she wasn't able to make that disappear. She wasn't able to make it go away. It no matter what she did, it stayed around. It did make sure to a certain extent that it didn't reveal itself to Monica, but it came very close to revealing itself to Monica. But then when it went into the room, it kind of hid itself in the shape of the stork that was on the wall. So Monica didn't even notice it. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but she seemed to not notice it. So that was interesting as well. The one thing in this world able to actually control or wish away was the stork. I don't know if that's because that was something that the children did, or if that's something that involves Mephisto, or is that something that Agnes did? Was that Agnes in the room? I don't know. As a stork, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And the reason why I say that, for anyone who doesn't know, and this may be spoiler information, but Agnes in the comic books is also a Salem witch. Well, the Agnes, and I hope I'm getting her name right. I may be getting it confused with the character that's in the book, in the comic books. But Agnes may be from the comic books, which is a character that is a witch, and she's from the times of the Salem witch trials, and she has, to my understanding, she's now working with Mephisto to try to coax Wanda to have these kids so they can steal her power. Basically, is what is the House of M storyline, and I'm assuming that they're retelling this story of the House of M with a couple of different tweaks here and there. But it would seem that Agnes would be playing the role of this witch who's working with Mephisto. So she would have the power to maybe turn herself into a stork just so she could see what's going on without really letting Wanda know what's going on. Because even Wanda couldn't understand why she couldn't get rid of that stork, which is really, really interesting. So, a very good episode, guys. As I said, I gave this episode an 8.5 out of 10. But let me know what your thoughts are in regard to this episode, guys. Go ahead and put those comments down below. And please like and subscribe, guys. And I want to thank you very much for checking out my reaction. And, of course, come back next week so we can check out episode 4 of WandaVision together, guys. Thank you very much.